in the actual Captain Crunch is going on in the Jay Slater case? I don't get this. I have to get it out and I have to vent. I want us to have a subscriber chat together about some of the things. I'm trying to wrap my head around this, y'all. Okay, let's talk about this. Brandon left, as far as I'm understanding, which at this point, I don't know what I know in that case. But from as much as I know, Brandon never stuck around, and his nickname is Hodgy because of his last name. I'm not going to say his last name. We're going to call him Brandon, Hodgy, whatever. He left immediately, and as far as I know, didn't even look for Jay, his buddy, that he went to a completely different country for. He didn't stay and hang out. And then I find that so strange that Jay's mom allegedly reported that Brandon was getting death threats. And I'm like, okay, wait a minute. From who? Not from us, right? Could these threats be coming from people that took action with that situation in Masca? Where are the threats coming from? And if you are with somebody, you fly to another country, they're your good friend, are you going to leave them to go up to Masca by themselves? I'm wondering, y'all, with that slip up of Ayub saying Jay's mate, it would make sense, like if we were to actually grab any sort of solid ground in this case, the thing that makes the most sense to me personally is that Jay and Brandon Hodgy went to Masca. And is that the chubby little fingers we see holding the cigarette with the blanket? So Ayub makes a comment in both lives, I really believe in both lives that he did on Instagram or whatever he was on. He referenced fighting and Brandon. And in the second one, now, I'm going to tell y'all, I can't understand half of what Ayub is saying at best. It's kind of like, a combination of his own language and broken street language and prison language and whatever else he grew up with. It makes no sense to me. So, baddies are girls. So if there's a lot of baddies, those are the hot chicks, right? He talks about rockets. There was a lot of rockets, so it's popping. So I look it up. I'm trying to do the whole thing. Rockets appear to be very high, extremely high quality weed. And I'm like, okay, all right. That would make sense, right? And as he's talking about play fighting the night before. The night before what? There is no night before really with Jay and Ayub, right? They just kind of hooked up at the last minute. And he was like, hey, can I hang with you? Just a stranger, right? Hey, can I hang with you? No. Ayub's like, yeah, Brandon, or I think he even said Brandon, and him were play fighting, and he had bruises to the face, is what I understood. And I'm like, okay, so Brandon doesn't look for Jay, and he may have had bruises to his face from a play fight. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, we've had so many rumors and everything. I just need to come and talk to my beautiful 1111 family, and let's try and work some of this out and help me, because I want to clear this out of my head for now, like get it out there, how confused I am in the Jay Slater case. We're going to talk to family here. Hey, Sassy. Hey, Football Cat. Hello, lovely. Cheers to you. Hi, Debbie and June. Everybody here. Claire Lewis Davis, how have you been? Let me move this so I can see what you're saying. Hi, Mama. Having something weird go on with watching this live. Keep freezing like your video has ended. And I'm taken to Tina Arena song chains happening 3 times. Anybody else having that happen? That's weird. What's the song? Hey, Debbie. Good to see you all. Hey, Football. Good to have you with us. You have not heard about the Jay Slater case? All right. Wow. So, Football. Jay Slater's a 19-year-old that goes on a holiday with his friends to Tenerife, a very big party atmosphere vacation tourist, which is just off of the Canary Islands. He's there for a 3-day music festival. On the 3rd night, actually morning, allegedly Jay leaves his friends and goes with 2 individuals, a VIP that now they're claiming is just some average dude named Rocky. Okay? But at first, we couldn't talk about it. Nobody could know this person's name. Even Ayub, the other guy, allegedly didn't use his name to rent the B&B. Used a false name because he's street like that, whatever that means, right? He's smart. Street means smart. All right. So he leaves. The next morning, he allegedly takes off towards absolute certain death of these mountains and ravines. Even if you Google it, which he did, he had the GPS up, the map up, you could see that it's just sheer cliffs. There really isn't a beach. It's just literally you would have to dive to your death if you did survive the hike. But Jay gets some reason in his head. He doesn't want to wait and travel because it's an hour away. He doesn't want to wait for a ride. He doesn't call his friends and say, come get me, I'll wait. None of that. He just randomly takes off in that. 29 days later, they are able, now the dogs can find Jay's scent, but not before he's found. At 29 days, somebody, which is up for grabs, it could be the Guardian whatever team, or it could be this or whatever, they get an anonymous tip, which how would anybody know after finding out where allegedly the location is? You can't see it from anywhere. You cannot see it. It's a ledge that drops off with a canopy of trees, but Jay apparently is way down at the bottom of that. But they got an anonymous tip where the guy was like, yep, I know exactly where he is. How? If it's not foul play, I couldn't tell you. So after they've recovered the body with a helicopter and all this kind of stuff, oh, and I forgot to tell you all about the friends, Lucy and all them, but we'll get into that. We go back over here, and now that Jay's body has been found and recovered, it's the first time that I know of that after they find the body and remove it, the sniffer dogs are actually able to track Jay from the B&B off the cliff. Before that, no sniffer dogs, no experts, nobody could find Jay. No scent, nothing. It just didn't happen. But after he's found, the dogs are able to make the trip. So, I mean, I could keep going for days. It's very confusing. It makes me out of my head, right? Hey, Sue, welcome back. Glad to have you. Hi, Elizabeth. Good to see you. Is anonymous tip having guilty thoughts? Well, I do have a theory. Do y'all want to hear my theory on that? Why it took 29 days? We can get into that. But let's talk about this whole fight. All right? So Ayub is literally saying, he called it a play fight. He talked about war on his knuckles and all this on that little live he did. But having a play fight with Brandon. And he said he might have Brandon come on and it would be under, Ayub it would be under his terms. And then you would need this Telegram app, which is very cryptid and like unsightly. And yeah. I have questions about that fight. From South Wales in UK. Wow. Well, good to see you, love. Good to see you. Let me know where y'all are from. Hi, Calissa girl. Joining from the UK. Good to have ya. Yeah, let me know where you guys are from. Welcome to our subscriber chat. We are live. And welcome to 1111 True Crime. I always forget to say welcome. I'm always just so excited to see you all. Good morning, Sassy. Okay. So, I'm like, all right. Ayub made the mention of Jay's mate. And I really began to think about this. What if Hodgy, aka Brandon, Hodgy, went with Jay to Masca? That makes so much more sense to me. What do you guys feel about that? Elizabeth from Scotland, UK. Good to see you. Dallas, Texas. Central Illinois. Or Illinois. I say Illinois. Cardiff, UK. Crossville. Whoops. Genelay, Crossville, Tennessee. Mama D is international. TCB01 says Ayub is guilty as FK in, I'll add, in your opinion, right? Because we got to be careful. Okay. So, I don't know. This whole Brandon thing has me really off because there's parts of me that literally have begun to wonder a very bad theory. You know what I'm talking about. I don't even know if I can share this theory. It's really dark. Ish, hello. Welcome to 1111 True Crime. You said, hey, hope you're good. Love your content. All the way from London, Kent. Well, thank you, lovely. Huddersfield, UK. Oh, my goodness. You guys are all over. Look at that. Scotland. USA. Allegedly. Sassy's from allegedly. Okay. Should I share the theory? Beautiful sunshine in UK for us today. And here too. Y'all, this is such a dark theory. I always get these really warped theories. But, alright. I'm just going to come out with it. It's like I'm struggling with sharing it because I know it could be a room splitter. So, allegedly, everything I say is in my opinion. Allegedly. Nobody's guilty until proven so in a court of law. Everybody's innocent. This is a theory. I'm speculating, throwing spaghetti at the wall. You guys tell me your theory. I'll share them, and I'll share mine. Okay? CYA. Okay, Sue. Yeah, please share. Spill it. Okay, all right. Go for it. Got it. So, I think these boys were looking for coke. I do. I think they'd run out of money, and I think they were looking for COKE. And, yeah. And I think they went together to score. And I think they were already short on their bags, if you know what I mean. If they have anything to do with any of that. And I think they had run up a little bit of a debt. I think they had fronted. And I think it went sour in that department. I mean, we're dealing with people that are being named that have been in the clink for trafficking, that are traveling to Tenerife on random times of the year, freely, don't seem to have a day job, if you feel me. This is a very hidden location. And I think the guys came up short on what they were supposed to have when it came to count time, money or rugs, and you're short. And I don't think it was one or two. I think it was all of them were doing this. And I think these two, it could have been Brandon and Lucy, that were the ones that were in control of the substance. I don't believe that Jay or Brad had control of the substance. I believe they were using their friend's substance. And they overused, overpromised, and got them short. And now we have bosses that are really upset. And I think it came down to, we're going to take you guys and we're going to get the real story. And I think they took them, and that's probably why Jay couldn't sleep, right? But I think they took them to that location, and I think there was some choices made. The one that tells what the hell happened to you, where the stuff is, that's the person that's going to be okay. The one that don't come forward is going to be the example. And I think if you're short, that there could have been something with a knife, because we hear the words cut by a cactus. I get stuck by a cactus. I get stabbed by a cactus. I don't know enough about cactuses to know if that's the normal thing, but just growing up and having, I mean, I lived in Texas and some other places. I've seen big cactuses, but I never think of being cut. And then the talk about the two knives, the rumors of the two knives, the cut. And I'm thinking about the two guys, the mates, and Ayub slipping with the mate, and Brandon leaving and not looking for Jay, because in my opinion, he knew where Jay was. And I'm wondering, was the body not found long enough for it to deteriorate beyond being able to determine any stab wounds? And when the body had deteriorated long enough that no stab wounds would be shown, the person with the guilty conscience, which I believe would be Hodgy, made the tip from another country where to find Jay. I think there was a knife fight. I think those two knives weren't Jay only. I think there was Jay and Brandon. And one of you is going to set the example. Could they have made them fight, or said, I'll take you out, take you both out, and had to make a choice? Yeah, we never heard about a talk screen. You're right. Where is that? We never heard about a talk screen. It jumped really fast and I lost it. There it went. Jenna Lay says, I don't recall if there is a talk screen on Jay, if it would be possible. I don't know. He looked like he was on something. His jaw was in what we called, well, as a med tech, we would get people that were high, addicted to substance, and they would have lockjaw from, you know what I'm saying? I can't say too much because of YouTube. Yeah, I don't know about the Hilton thing, the Tom Hilton thing. I don't know anything about that other than that was the history. I just feel like if you were, for anyone to know where the boy is, all right? It is not a slide off point with a slant and a degree that goes down where you just slid off. It is, when we say ledge, we're talking a 90-degree angle. Clearly, there's no land over here. It's the damn daytime. Okay? You've got a canopy of trees here. Even if you're standing up high, down below, we have a canopy of trees that is just absolute coverage. You can see it. There's no visual to Jay. No visual to Jay. So how would the anonymous tipper know unless they saw it where he went? It just doesn't make sense to me. And could that be that was Hodgy safely in another country, waited long enough that the stab wounds have deteriorated, couldn't handle the guilt of the horrific event of being made to choose between his life and his mate's by some big VIP guy and Bullwinkle. And he finally just called it in. Hurting for the family, wanting to give Jay back to the family at least. Yeah, it does keep kicking me off too. I don't know, maybe I'm having some YouTube issues. Not sure, lovely. Carolyn Ross, welcome to 1111 True Crime. You said, I think Brandon and Brad fought the night before Jay supposedly went missing. Brad had a black eye in his interview. Maybe that's why he took 2 weeks to come forward. Brandon supposedly had bruises too. What if they had them boys out there and beat the hell out of them, trying to get them to tell them where the money or the rugs are? And finally, Jay gets named. He took them! And they're like, well, price to pay is heavy. Sue brings up it could be ease or cat, not coke. Gotcha. I don't know enough about that. I just knew that there was a reaction that seemed to happen every time they came in. Ricky D says, I could have camped out on that ledge and still not have slipped off in the middle of the night. It's like this. I mean, you clearly know. The dog was like, yep, nope, no closer than this. Sue Benson says, what if he was on a major come down and unalived himself? I just find that really hard to believe. I just do. Why be calling your mates and trying to desperately get back to civilization if you're really going to go take your own life? I would have a hard time believing that. Football Cat says the Canary Islands are known for red rum. Right, makes your head go numb. I don't know about that. Ricky D says, I think Lucy and Brad cleared the two B&B guys by claiming they spoke to him after he left the B&B. That's a good point. Could be. Hi, Sam R. How are you? Hi, Michelle. It is sad. It's very frustrating. I want to get my housework done and I got some fun things planned, but my head's so wrapped up in this case because I'm trying to understand why you would leave your mate behind, your bestie, that you flew on vacation to be with. You went with them to another country. They're missing and you just up and leave right away? And you got bruises on your body, allegedly. I have Hodgy red flag syndrome. There's no way. And then to not talk and not talk and not talk. Then we get this anonymous tip and they find Jay. Boom. Somebody knew exactly where he was in order for them to find Jay. Just saying. Were they brat? I don't know what that means, hon. Good to see you, Mike. Okay. So I'm not going to be here for days and ever, but I just wonder if all the kids, Lucy, Brad, Hodgy, and Jay, were missing product. They're all scooped up and taken back to Masca, where apparently there are no witnesses. There are no guests that are talking. So we have no idea what really went down there. Yeah, they all had to cough it up. Kind of like which kid took the cookie out of the cookie jar. Nobody leaves until I know which one took the cookie out of the cookie jar. And if you can't tell me who took the cookie out of the cookie jar, you're all getting it. Boom, boom, couple bruises. Boom, boom, a little play fight. And could it have really happened down on the beach? I know everybody's like, but it has the wrong year and the wrong timestamp and all that. Well, something went down somewhere, I feel. Maybe it wasn't the beach, but something went down. And I believe Jay had overtaken, and I think he got named, called out, thrown under the bus. And in that was the high price. And then dumped. And his friends may have been made to dump him. They've got skin in the game now. Their DNA all over him. And they can never, ever tell. You feel me? I'm just saying, let's keep it real. We're not dealing with Sesame Street here. This isn't the Cookie Monster. This is really people that served almost 10 years. A tenth of your life gone, and the good part of your life. Multiple times, I've heard, but I could be wrong. But the VIP that I can think of has been in many, many multiple times. True train coming through, just saying. Brad needs a better agent. Summer is 2/3 over, and I just hear of Brat Summer. I don't know who that is. Carolyn Ross says, then Jay was handed over to them at the stop-off point and handed over to them to finish things off. So that could be why no trace of Jay's body before dogs until he was found. Did you all see the flies at the B&B? Oh yeah, on the door. I just really do. I feel like he was the example to the ones that were short. Don't let your friends take out more of the product that you're supposed to be handling. And I wonder, could Hodgy and Lucy be the ones that are the product controllers, the mules? and Brad and Jay are the tag-alongs, and Jay got into the cookie jar. And they didn't protect their stuff. Well, that's absolutely true. The date and the time on the video can be changed. Ricky D says maybe Brad told Jay to put his location on to tell others who were looking for him. That really begs a lot of questions. I don't even know if we have time to go that deep into it. It does make me wonder. Hi, Lorraine. Hi, Phil from Northern Ireland. Their phone should have been seized on day one. There was no investigation. Hi, Carolyn Ross. Good to see you all. There was no investigation. The B&B is a self-contained apartment, not part of a hotel setup. Right, it's its own little house kind of thing, right? Am I right? Like it's little cabinets or something? Apparently, Lucy's dad has dealt all Lucy's childhood, and Lucy followed in her father's footsteps. Oh, I get ya. Could be, might be, you know, where they get their money from. Ricky D says, did you check the footage of Jay at the rave? The guy in the lime green t-shirt looked a lot like Tom Hilton. If it's not him, he's got a doppelganger. I didn't see that. I don't know what Tom Hilton looks like. Kim Grant says, Redcar Seaside Town in UK. How are you, Mama? I'm doing good. Good to hear from you. Carolyn Ross from Cumbria, UK. Wow, you guys are amazing. That's a long ways from where I am. You look so pretty, Mama D. Aw, thank you, lovely. Mike O'Donnell, oh, I don't know this case. Sorry, sweetheart, you're going to have to rewatch it. I recapped it in like a minute flat, and I just topped the surface at the kind of the beginning, and I can't do it again. There'd be no point, man. You just go watch it. It's in a nutshell. It's absolutely crazy. The fact that we have Ayub talking about a fight and Bruce facing on Brandon, and Brandon didn't show his face. We've heard of allegedly death threats against him. Who's making those threats? And could Hodgy, I said Brad, let's say Hodgy through all that. Sorry, not Brad, Hodgy. Hodgy's face, Brandon. Not Brad, correction. I don't want 1,000 emails. When you're on a live, you get hit with everything because there's no edit. It's real time. And if you say one thing wrong, everybody's going to tell you. I can't take it when you're on that Brian Koberger case and you keep putting an L in his last name. Y'all, there are certain words I can't say. Period. Like, people are like, it's a girl's name, Dawn. Now say the male version. And I'm like, Dawn. And they're like, no, it's Dawn. I can't do it. It's Dawn. It's Dawn. You know? So quit picking on me. Give me some slack, man. I'm good to you. All right. And it's free to you, right? The advertisers are the ones that pay. But yeah. This whole thing with the fight and Hodgy's face allegedly being bruised, according to Ayub, over this play fight. I don't buy that it's a play fight if your face is bruised. I just don't. That's not, no. That don't work for me. And Brandon, Brandon, Hodgy. No, there's so many different names in this case. Hodgy not showing his face. Hodgy taking off and leaving Tenerife immediately after his friend goes missing. Why wouldn't you look? Why wouldn't you stay to maybe be able to help if they have questions? Being as you were seen pretty much last with them before the two guys that have a notorious background removed your friend. You're not going to offer anything? No help? Nope, I'm getting the hell out of Dodge. I ain't saying shit. Are you not looking for your friend? Because you already knew where he was. And is Hodgy the anonymous tip? Because he knew exactly where Jay was. And were those death threats to Hodgy, those alleged death threats, to keep his mouth shut about where Jay was? Those are my questions I have. All right, my lovely Lou, we are going to jump off here. But before we do, real quick, for those of you that are so very patient, I want to say after we get off the live, it doesn't work in live chat. It has to be posted after the video has processed. DVC giveaway, so that when we do hit 30,000 subs, I'm picking one of you to be the lucky winner of this beautiful DVC giveaway camera. I can't wait to give this away. I want to know who owns it. I've been taking such good care of it. I don't even use it. I just set it over here for you until the next video. So it's brand new. It's got 2 chargers, a case, all kinds of good stuff. Also, stay tuned for Monday. We're going to have our members live, but we're going to share it with the whole world. It's just the members will have control of the chat for the day. That's their perk, and I thank them for support of the community, which supports us all so that I can continue to bring this fabulous content to you and leave you with more questions and answers. Is it true? Did Hodgy have all kinds of bruises? Is it true? Did Hodgy really leave his best mate immediately and not even look for him? Does that mean he knew where he was all along? And was Hodgy actually the anonymous tip? I don't know. You tell me what you think. What are your theories? Share with me down below. Make sure you put DVC giveaway, and I will see you again soon. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for all the support, the likes, the subs, and hitting that bell so that you know when I go live next time. Peace out. I love you.